My name is Isabella. I married a millionaire, Daniel Harrison, 2 years ago. Everyone told me I was lucky. People whispered that. I went from a normal office girl to the wife of a man who lived in glass towers and drove cars worth more than I would earn in 10 years. I believed in love more than money. I thought Daniel married me because I touched his heart. I thought I mattered. I was wrong. Or maybe I wasn't entirely wrong because, in the end, what happened that one evening changed everything. The night it all started, I wore a soft silver dress that Daniel had gifted me during our first anniversary. I thought it would make his mother like me more. We were invited to a formal family dinner at the Harrison estate. The house was huge, filled with chandeliers and history, and I always felt small inside it. But I tried to walk with confidence, reminding myself that I was his wife, that I belonged there beside him. When Daniel and I walked in, his mother Victoria was already seated at the head of the grand dining table, surrounded by wealthy guests, investors, and family members. She was the type of woman who measured respect in numbers bank balance, brand labels, and social connections. Next to her sat Mr. and Mrs. Thompson, one of the most influential business families in the city. Their son, Oliver, was someone she used to want Daniel to marry into, but he chose me instead. A quiet resentment grew in her eyes ever since. Daniel squeezed my hand and whispered, "Please, don't embarrass me tonight. Just be quiet and smile." I froze. Those words hurt me more than the cold look his mother gave me. I nodded slowly, even though my heart began to shake. As dinner progressed, conversations about business, upcoming charity galas, and luxury investments filled the atmosphere. I remained silent, just like Daniel asked. But then someone asked me kindly about my charity work with underprivileged children. I shared softly about how I helped young girls rebuild their confidence. Some guests applauded, calling it noble work. That's when it happened. Victoria slammed her cutlery on the table. Everyone fell silent. She slowly stood up and walked towards me with sharp eyes. "You are not here to talk," she said. "Don't pretend your little charity makes you respectable in this house." Daniel didn't speak, his head lowered. My heart pleaded silently. "Say something, defend me." But he stayed quiet. Then, without warning, she struck me across the face. The sound echoed against the wine glasses. I didn't react. I didn't lift my hand. I just stared at her, my cheek burning, and a silence louder than the slap filled the room. Tears formed but did not fall. I had promised myself long ago not to break in front of people who tried to break me. Everyone froze. Some looked away. Some were shocked, but none moved, except one person. Daniel's younger sister, Eva, stood up. She was only 19, emotional, fierce, and honest. She walked around the table and planted herself between me and her mother. "How dare you?" she said, voice trembling but strong. "She is your daughter-in-law? She is my sister. She is the only decent and kind woman in this house, and you humiliate her." Victoria shouted, "Get out of my way, Eva," but Eva didn't move. "No, I'm tired. I'm tired of everyone pretending this is normal. If you think respect is measured in wealth, then you are emotionally poor." Everyone gasped. Daniel looked shocked, but still said nothing. Eva turned to him, eyes burning. "Are you going to say something? Are you going to protect your wife or just your ego?" His silence was my final heartbreak. I slowly stood up, adjusted my dress, and said in a calm voice, "Thank you, Eva, but this moment is mine." I turned to Victoria. "You slapped me because you wanted to remind me of my place, but you forgot one thing. It is not money that makes someone powerful. It is character." Daniel tried to reach for my hand. "Isabella, let's talk." I gently pulled away. "No, Daniel, tonight I finally understand everything." I walked out of the dining hall with dignity. I didn't run. I didn't cry. I walked like a queen who realized her worth. That night, I moved into a hotel. I didn't call Daniel. I didn't post about it. I spent hours staring at the city lights, reflecting on how I lost myself trying to be good enough for people who never saw my value. Then something changed. The next morning, I received a call from Eva. She apologized and asked if she could visit. When she arrived, she hugged me tightly. "You deserve better," she said, "and I'm going to help you show them what true power looks like." Eva revealed something important. She overheard a conversation before dinner. Daniel and his mother were planning to replace me as a public face of the Harrison Foundation charity with someone from the Thompson family. They considered me too simple and not beneficial for image. That was why his mother attacked me. She wanted me gone. That was the turning point. Anger transformed into strategy. Instead of fighting with words, I used what I was best at: heart-driven work. I contacted people from the charity sector and created a separate foundation under my name, focused entirely on women empowerment. The next day, I publicly announced it at a press conference, using the support of several major journalists I had previously helped with interviews. Within a week, sponsors started approaching me. Several major investors backed me. Media outlets shared my story, calling me the woman who stood up with silence. Videos of Eva defending me leaked and went viral, painting her as the courageous young voice of truth. People admired her, and slowly they started questioning the Harrison family's values. Daniel came to see me. He begged for forgiveness. He claimed he was afraid to confront his mother in front of business partners. He said I should understand how much pressure he was under. I understand, I said calmly. You had pressure. I had pain. The difference is, pressure doesn't justify silence, but pain teaches strength. He broke down. Can we fix this? He asked. Maybe, I said, but not while I'm smaller to fit your world. If you want me in your life, your world must be big enough to respect mine. Weeks passed. My foundation grew rapidly. Eva left the Harrison estate and moved in with me. She became my media advisor and started speaking publicly about emotional abuse and societal expectations. She turned her pain into power. The Harrison Foundation began losing public support. Their charity gala attendance dropped. Investors asked questions. Their image weakened. Finally, Victoria herself asked to meet me. We sat in a quiet garden cafe. She looked older, less fierce. I didn't expect consequences like this, she said. I didn't expect a slap either, I responded. She sighed. I was wrong. I thought prestige needed control, but I see now, prestige is earned by integrity. I wasn't seeking your approval, I said. I was seeking dignity. That cannot be taken, even if someone tries. She nodded. I can't undo what I did, but I am here because I want to ask, can we start over? Her voice cracked. For the first time, I saw her not as a ruthless woman, but as someone afraid to lose control. I accept your apology, I said, but respect isn't gifted. It's practiced. Let's see if you can practice it. Months later, Daniel returned again, this time different. He had stepped away from his mother's influence and made efforts to change. He attended one of my seminars quietly and watched me speak to over 500 women about emotional strength. After the seminar, he approached me. He didn't beg this time. I don't want the old marriage back, he said. I want to build a new one where we both stand strong without asking each other to shrink. And what if I say no? I asked softly. Then I will still stand proud of the woman you became, he replied. I looked at him and saw sincerity that wasn't there before. I gave him a quiet nod. We start slowly, with respect, he agreed. And that is how love came back, not through apology, but through transformation. Today, our marriage is not about status, it's about equality. His mother joins my events and sits in the audience, not at the center. She speaks now to other wives about strength, about acceptance, and Eva Shea is now one of the most powerful youth speakers in the country, inspiring millions to never stay silent in the face of injustice. As for me, the woman who was once slapped at a dinner table, I became the woman who stood up without raising her hand. In the end, power is not in money, silence, or control. Power is in walking away until they learn to walk beside you.